from Limitless Empowerment. Saying what's up to my Limitless Empowerment tribe. I am here with Tyre'k Jones, representing BMR for the Raleigh-Durham area, as well as Superior Kings and HJ Fitness Training. How you doing today?
Feeling great, Rhonda. Feeling great.
Awesome.
Feeling good.
Thank you for joining me today. I got a few questions for you.
Thanks for the invite.
Yes, you're welcome. I did it on a sneak. Y'all know how I do. Right now, tell us where you're from. Where are you from, Drew?
I'm from a little town called Enfield, North Carolina, which is in Halifax County. Enfield is a very small area. Don't too many people know about it, haven't even ever heard about it. But I'm from that way. I moved to the Raleigh-Durham area maybe about 12 years ago. So it's an area that that's not known for like a lot of health activities, which, you know, if anything you may hear is about activeness, it's either like football or something like that, but you don't find too much of anything that's related to like a lot of running or any other majority of exercise, things like that.
Okay, so that's interesting, being that you're from that area. Running is not the big thing, and yet you were in BMR, you're a runner. So tell me how that came about, that you ended up getting into running.
Yeah, it was something that I've never thought I would be at. I was more so, when I got into the health and fitness atmosphere, it was more so weightlifting.
Okay.
So before I became a runner, I was a muscle gainer. One day I was at a park in Raleigh. It's called Shelley Lakes, and like a 2-mile loop. So usually I just do my basic 2-miler. I even used to struggle with that, believe it or not. So one day I met these two guys out there who was actually Jason Knight and MLT. So I saw they black men run shirts on. So I inquired. I was like, you know, what's this about? So when they shared with me, I was like, I'm feeling that. So from there, I started running with them. Then I noticed that I went from running my basic 2-milers to 4-milers to 6 to one day I did my first double-digit miles, which was 10 miles, and I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was the man. I'm like, where would I ever would have thought I'd go out here and be like, yo, just try to go to run 10 miles. So I went from that to I eventually doing my first race one day, and I got exposed to this hidden world that I didn't have any idea about, and they call it the race bug, but you know, I guess I got addicted, and I left the heavy weightlifting alone for a while. I was kind of to running.
Right. What was the first race, by the way? You remember?
Yeah, it was Rock and Roll Raleigh. It's a full marathon, which is 26.2 miles for those who are not familiar with the run world. Yeah, a few of my friends would say I've done it backwards, like
yeah.
They'd be like, who runs a full first?
Yeah.
And not even just any full, but Rock and Roll Raleigh, which is like almost every hill in the city of Raleigh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm the type of dude that just go at it, you know.
Yeah. About that Superior King life, right?
There you go.
Man,
there you go.
Sidebar, that race is crazy. I mean, it was a Boston qualifier at the time too.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I was in no condition to qualify for Boston for that one. But I was just saying.
Just sidebar. I'm watching people doing that race to qualify for Boston. Y'all, it was like they looked like they were just gonna fall out. So for this dude right here to say that he did it as his first race, that's Superior Kings right there. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So
Thanks.
welcome. So speaking of Boston, right? Boston Marathon, you trying to qualify for that thing, ain't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
So has anyone from where you're from, or even the Raleigh-Durham area, that you know, are they trying it?
As for where I'm actually from, for is Enfield, I don't believe that. To my knowledge, I don't believe anyone has ever ran Boston or even attempted to qualify for Boston. If I were to actually get in, I'd probably be literally the first from my area, from where I'm actually born, that I'm aware of. Because I was saying before, it was the highlight of sports there is mostly football and maybe even basketball. The talk of track was a little dim. You know, as for from the BMR Raleigh chapter, I'm the only one that I'm aware of. For as this year, they're shooting to qualify. There's another one of our runners. He's looking to qualify in in January, but not exactly this year, but in his full marathon in January. So as of this year, from what I've heard, I'm the only one so far.
All right.
To do it, yeah.
Sidebar. Only one so far. It's Boston. It's a Boston Marathon. I mean, you know, this dude right here, he's a beast. He's a monster. I follow him on YouTube, Facebook. Pictures are phenomenal. I mean, just the numbers he be posting is crazy. That's why I call him half man, half amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. So, I mean, so I guess what was the decisive factor, I guess rather the deciding factor as to you going for the pinnacle of running, which is, in my opinion, the Boston Marathon? What made you decide to take that?
So last year was my first initiative year for in the distance running world. It was like my initiation. It was my first little hands activity type thing. Mm-hmm. And from what my peers was telling me, I did really great for my first year with the numbers I put up. I had one overall race win last year. I had a first place age group, another age group win. I think second and third place as well. And the thought came up, you should train for Boston team. You should actually. So going into my second year, which is this year, I was like, I actually may play with the ideal a little bit. So I heard someone mention that one of BMR Black Men's Runs Faster is one of their top runners. When I mentioned about coming for him one day, someone said to me, they said, man, it takes years to get where he at. So when they said that to me, it struck a nerve.
Yes.
I said, what? I said, okay, I'm gonna show you. So it awoken something inside of me, and I say, if they can do it, if this person can do it, I can do it. I'm gonna show you. Yeah. So I decided to get out there and do it. I basically just want to do what I coach people to do, and that's give it your all, give it your best, don't quit. Yeah. So if I'm not out there giving my all, when I know I have way more than me, then it's like I'm being hypocritical. Like, what do I look like telling you that? Then me, I'm just lollygagging. Right. Nah. So I just wanted to. With that being said, it just empowered me to want to push my body to the limit and to really, let people know that if I can do this, then so can you. I guess the only thing is that, unfortunately, my age group got to be the hardest time. Like, why we got to be the toughest time? But at the same time, it gives me a challenge. I'm like, all right, 304, on the 304, whatever. I'll shoot for it.
Yeah.
Shoot for it.
All right. So I guess I heard you actually had an injury.
I did.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so that happened maybe about 5 months ago now, I believe. I was dealing with a shin splint and a strained arch tendon injury. So it started with a shin splint injury, which is a little pain right in the lower leg area, like right up in here. Then it went down to the arch tendon, which goes over the ankle area. So I was battling with it for about 2-3 months. My performance was kind of off and on here and there. So after my last race before I went out, which was the Tar Heel 10 miler. Tar Heels, not Duke. But yeah. So after that race, I decided to shut it down when I saw a physician. Usually when I experience things like that, I go see professionals and tie it into my own understanding of how the body works to come up with the best solution for my body and the best thing for me. Mm-hmm. So I was out for a little bit with that, and I'm fortunate and grateful to God that I was able to come back with enough time to try to even catch the 2019 Boston Marathon qualifying class. So I've only been back early June. So by the time the race gets here, I would have only had at least 3 good months to prepare for it. So I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna give it as much as what 3 months of consistent training can give it, and see what happens. You know, see what happens.
Yeah, because I think that's what I get when I'm a follower of his, and when he says train, I mean there's training and there's this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like 3 months to train for a marathon, coming back from an injury, so it's not like from full speed, full health to qualify. It's down, stop running, follow physician's orders, and now you're making it happen. So,
yeah, and my first half coming back was actually this race.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, who would have thought I'd have came back and got a win just like that? But it just shows, man, what God has for you is for you. So you just get out there and give him room to be who he is.
Tell me more about this bike riding on I-540. Again, we're not talking about riding up the street to work. We're talking about, Spirit of Kings, Tyre'k Jones style riding bikes. Some of us, I'll just go to the park. Now this cat, jump on that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, that was yeah. So at one point in time, I posted a picture of me riding a bike on Interstate 540. I didn't think it was a big deal, but a few of my friends, it's like posting like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, this is dangerous. I need you on the trail. Like, this is illegal. What are you doing?" I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, come on, it's not that serious. I try to tell people that when I do something, there's a purpose behind it. It's not just foolish, you don't want to mix foolishness with fearless, So it basically is symbolic for that. When you have a shot at taking something, no matter how the situation looks or may appear, if you have a clear vision and take it, you take your shot.
Yes. You
don't miss it. There's these two opportunities in life, these two moments. The seized opportunities and missed opportunities. So you can easily miss that moment by being too scared. So if you're too hesitant, you can miss it. So that just part of that is part of training your mind to become fearless. That you're not affected by your situation. You control the environment. You're that thermostat. You make the adjustments. Because if you see a clear vision, that means you've analyzed it. That means you got what you need to get through it. That means you're not out there foolishly doing that tactic. So it's kind of part of, the reason behind what that was. I don't always ride on the highway, guys. No. I advise you don't do that at home, but ride the trails, ride the trails. So that was kind of fun. So that was kind of part of why I did that. And also I needed to get somewhere quickly on the bike. And that was the fastest way. That was my shot and I took it.
I like that.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So to be clear, you had to have a bike to do this, what you were doing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
They are things like cars, and that's okay.
Exactly.
Cars. They just.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So you do have a marathon coming up.
Yes.
Right. And I guess you kind of touched on it, but I guess elaborate rather a little further. Like, what makes you so sure about this 3 months of training? What makes you so sure that you will be ready and prepared for Erie Marathon? What, in September?
Yeah, September 9th.
Yeah, early September. So, yeah.
The funny thing about it is, it's set up to where part of it isn't really guaranteed I might hit the number. Then another part is I have a strong chance to hit the number. Okay. So it's kind of like in this shuffle. And it's funny because it's like, it's kind of like it's set up this way for it to not be done off of Tyre'k's ability, but for Tyre'k to condition his body for God to use it however he see fit. You know, and the purpose of this overall, of course, I would like to qualify, but it's to get viewers or people and everyone to understand that becoming fearless to go after something is the goal, because we miss out on so much when we are afraid to go forward. We think we're not ready, we think we can't do it, or we listen to others, whether it's taking an exam, whether it's something regarding your job, whether it's making a move on a woman, or whether it's a woman telling a guy something, sharing a big secret to your friend, opening up, any of that. Most cases, you know, it causes us to hold back because we're afraid. You know, we're feeling. Then we miss out on the opportunity. Later on in life, we found out, wow, all we had to do was do this or say that. So, thinking analytical, you know, from outside the box, maybe like 3 months, and you just came back from a strained arch tendon. Dude, come on, man. Why would you even take a shot at that? It doesn't seem realistic. Yeah, so it wouldn't seem realistic for me to win this either, but but I did, you know, when I stepped out there. You know, so that's the thing, you know, it's for us to become fearless and to go after it. You know, so even if I go, even if I don't hit the number, it wouldn't necessarily say it was a failure. The only way to be a failure is if I quit, if I give up. Now, the way I quit is if I stop running because of that pain I feel going at distance, trying to hold a 6:57 minute pace, then I quit it on myself, especially when I knew I had more in me. But if something else happened, like seriously, and it caused me to walk, that's a different story. So there's never really a failure just because it got delayed or just stopped, because if you're continuously shooting for it, it's not a failure. You're still working towards hitting that number. But if you just throw it out, it's like, man, whatever, then that's a failure. So that's the thing with the 3 months thing, and I look at it as that I've been allowed to come back with enough decent time to shoot for it. You know, to try to go as hard as I can go within 3 months. And theoretically speaking, I was looking at it as, because I already knew how fast I was before I went out. So I was like, okay, within this week I should get muscle memory kickback. And by this time I should be able to build off where I left off. Possibly, if I'm correct, I should ascend to this level. You know, so it was like a mixture of a few of those things as well. So that's kind of where it is with that race.
It's almost like a method to the madness. Like, it's not just shooting out there, just giving it kind of this, I call it like a blank slate, but of course you have a goal of saying, okay, 3 months I'm gonna run this race, but it actually was calculated.
There you go.
Yeah. Boy, slick. Let's see. So we got the medal here, we got Boston qualifier, we got running the marathon 3 months post-injury. I mean, how did you get to where you are in the running world? Because, I mean, you, now, from my personal experience with you kind of represent BMR, Raleigh Durham. So how did you get to that status, that level?
Well, I would say it came, as for the speed part, with some of the BMR Raleigh Durham's faster guys, you know, when I first got exposed to them, you know, I used to be like, you know, who are these dudes? You know, there's the crowd, that's the original crowd of BMR. Then you got these other guys. You know, so it's like we'll go to the runs. Next thing you know, we got the little group. Then these other guys are like going way up ahead.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, who are these dudes, man? I want to be like these guys, man. So I remember my first run with them. Oh yeah, and shout out to you guys, man. Neville, Rick, Ken, BMR RDC's legend. Shout out to you guys. You guys are a big reason, you know, why I'm the person I am today. Yeah, so I remember my first run I did with Wood and Rick, and we did 9 miles. I think it was 9 miles, 8 or 9 miles. That was the first time I was exposed to a 7-minute pace. and I felt I was about to pass out because before I was running those, I was like 9-10 minute mile runner. An 8 miler, 8-minute pace had me going. So when I ran with these guys, I remember the last mile we had like 2 hills to hit. So they like running, cruising. I'm in the back like huffing, trying to keep up with these guys. They like, Reek, you all right? I'm like, yeah. So I see these 2 hills coming. Well, I knew we had 2. So when I saw the first hill, I was like, yo, I got to kill this joint.
Right.
So when I kind of revved it up and I hit the first hill, and as soon as I hit that, of course I felt it. So as soon as I hit that, I looked up and I saw that monster last one, and all my hopes just went like, I literally stopped. They was like, come on. I'm like, go ahead. So once they went and knocked it out, they came back for me. I think I walked for about 20 to 30 seconds and I finished it off. So that run averaged at a 7:31, and I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, wow, yo. And so as time went on, and as I got aware of the competitive side of the sport, my hunger just grew, and I fed off of it, and I was like, yo, I can be just as fast as these guys were, if not faster. So it went from me trying to maintain the 7s, and they say, no, I'm hitting 6s. So just going. So I was just feeding off the drives, and I was just being strengthened by God. I was just hungry. I was hungry. And I just went at it. I was hungry. It's proving people wrong. Like you can't dictate and tell me what I can't do. Don't ever do that. Actually, you do me a favor when you say that. But you'll be disappointed every time. Right. So that's kind of how that is.
That's awesome. And I think it's interesting that you also put in the sort of the camaraderie aspect, that you had examples to follow, and now you are the example to follow. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it seemed like that. They still my big brothers. Yeah, it's funny. One of them, like Neville, one of them said to me, he was like, "Man, I handed the torch down to you, man. You got it down." I said, "I don't see how you do that because yours still burning. You had something down, you got it no more." I'm like, "Man, you still frying it off over there too, So it's just great. It's really a great feeling. Great feeling.
Let's see. So a lot of the pictures that you post, there's a little face paint situation going on. And also like a lot of things. You got Batman. You got a lot of. Let's talk about the face paint. What does the face paint represent?
So the face paint, or the war paint, I call it. It represents fearless being brought out into the flesh. The pavement is like my battlefield, and it's like an avenue to express what's on the inside. It's a way that you can take out certain life experiences out on, whether you can get defeated by life or you can overcome it. So going into the run, how do you plan on executing, what you're going to do? So whatever color I wear, it kind of signifies most of all the purpose of it. But mostly I wear black. Black signifies the experience. It means that you've been there, that you gotten scars, but you're still pushing. That nothing is going to come before you that you haven't faced before, and it's not going to stop you because it didn't stop you before. So it's the fearless warlord. As for Batman or the Dark Knight, as I call him, I don't know. The Dark Knight is my dude. That's my dude, man. So I like to have fun with it. It started off with a Batman workout shirt. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a mask. Then I got a cape. Got 2 more other masks. And from the feedback I get from people, I was like, they love this. People want to take pictures in the gym when I'm dressed up as them. And I remember one time I had this dude allowed the Dark Knight to pick his girlfriend up.
Oh wow!
I don't know if I would have done that. He was like,
oh wow!
He was like, yeah. She's like, can she get a picture with you? I was like, at first I had the mask on. I was like, with me or the Dark Knight? He was like, the Dark Knight. He's like, you pick her up. He's like, yeah, pick her up. I'm like, what? Yeah, so she was picked up by the Dark Knight, and he was totally fine with it. To each his own. But I don't know. But yeah, so that's the case with the Dark Knight. You know, so you got the fearless mode, then you have the Dark Knight. And fearless actually was derived from our Braveheart Fitness Battles event, which is a competition between civilian athletes and military. So the theme of Braveheart is become fearless, you become a champion. Because the Braveheart battle round, it basically consists of you being fearless in order to win. You're facing something that's going to... Yeah, so that came from me feeling led from bringing it out of Braveheart into reality to inspire people that you become fearless, you become a champion. But not necessarily even in a sport, but in different aspects of your life. Because a champion is basically means you stand for something, you represent the people. Coming to lead others, you're coming to overcome something, you know, to be out on top, you know. So that's what that comes from. And the face and war paint, even as I said before, represents experience that come from the inside. It's like, yo, this is your battle mode, this is your battleground. You just coming to let them know. Even like my favorite movie is Braveheart. So William Wallace, played by Mel Gibson. Even in the movie, he had his war paint. He had his battle paint. You know, and this guy was like a common dude. They call him a commoner. You know, yeah. So you have a commoner guy that was known to lead a rebellion of people, farmers, to believe that they can defeat massive armies for their freedom. And they believed in this man. They was inspired and empowered by this man, even over their own king, or supposed to be king at the time. And they followed this guy, and they won their battles. You know, and he had his battle paint on, you know, his war paint. So those fields were his battleground. And when I go into these races, or if it's a fitness competition or whatever it is, you see the paint is my battleground.
You're getting ready for war.
There you go. I'm on Miles. Let's get it.
Get it. You know, I talked off camera. We talked about the savage mongooses. So I'm not that familiar with mongooses, so I'm gonna let you take it away as to, you know, what is that about? What is the symbolism of a mongoose, first of all?
A mongoose is basically the rival of like a venomous creature, like a snake. Yeah, they kind of tend to go at it in the wild. So it came with, well, first of all, the mongooses are the fastest black men runners in the state of North Carolina. And the members are composed in the cities of Charlotte, Raleigh, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. And fortunately, I was selected to be a part of that team. So it came when, you know, we were challenged by these outside runners, mostly in Atlanta. They are known as the deadly venoms. So you have the venoms and the mongoose colliding. So like BMR is like fastest runners, like we clash against each other. But of course, to help better each other, a healthy brotherhood, and push that competitive side on each area. So yeah, so that's where that came from. Charlotte has their group, Raleigh has theirs, and Fayetteville has their team. There's about 3 mongooses who are within the same age group that's with me, from 30 to 34. Mm-hmm. And there's actually one of those who is Lawrence Kia. He's also looking to Boston qualify this year too. Yeah, he's going to do the Chicago Marathon. Shout out to you, Lawrence. Hope you get that number, man. So if I don't hit mine next month, I need you to avenge me and hit you.
Avenge him.
Yeah, so go and handle that, bro. Go and handle that. I hit mine, still go handle that. But hopefully I will. Yeah, and shout out to Darius Moore as well, who is the other in the 30 to 34 age group. He be killing it also. So when you see my hashtag North Carolina Savages, that's who it is. Like the BMR North Carolina fast runner.
Okay.
So we try to get it in.
That makes sense. Because I'm like, I mean, real talk. I was thinking, you know, savage cheetahs, savage, you know, antelope, something fast. And I saw mongoose. I was like, okay, you know. So I like that, the deadly venom and the mongoose. I like that.
Yeah, we try to let them know that we're immune to their venom, even though they be out here. And shout out to all the venoms, man. You guys be holding it down, man. These guys be winning crazy stuff. And they definitely got a few Boston qualifiers on their side. So we let them know that they ain't the only one that can do that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so, but shout out to you guys out there, man. BMR.
Little birdie known as a road runner, you know, running around Wile E. Coyote, told me he got some competition from you. Talking about, you know, you the fastest runner in the BMR chapter. Is there any truth to that? You know what I'm saying?
As of right now, from my chapter, a few of them may say that to me, but I don't know, because we have one official Boston qualifier guy. That's Ken Matthews. Shout out to Ken. Yeah, me and him was actually texted recently, communicated recently, and he was like, he cracked the joke. He was like, yeah, man, because he's coming back from an injury. He's like, yeah, man, I don't know if I can even keep up with you now. You burning it up, man. I'm like, man, you still it, man. Trying to take care of that. You know, so I guess it's kind of like, you know, we compliment each other and esteem each other, and but a few of them may say it here and there or whatever, but
what do you say? On the spot now, I mean, so I asked, you know, is there any truth to the rumor? I mean, this dude's, how this dude is just spin. You see how he spun that around? I asked, is there any truth to it? Come on, man.
Yeah, I feed off them. So whatever they do, I'm going to do.
This dude is a spin master.
Yeah.
Higher.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah, I'm going to try to match their numbers better. Yeah, I say that.
I'll leave it alone.
I'll let them answer that.
All right. It's still a rumor. Okay, it's a rumor. We still don't know for sure. Okay, so what advice do you have for people who want to follow in your footsteps and become like with your speed work and to keep themselves healthy as they become a faster runner?
First of all, you definitely want to have health as your key reason of doing so. For people like me, you know, for its competitiveness, it's good. It's great to have a competitive side of the sport because it helps drive you to be better than where you are, to push hard. You know, we have in this industry, the running industry, everyone have their motive, their method, whether it's to run happy, to smile a lot, to just walk, to just do something happy, fun with your friends. Then you have those who just want to go hard, give it their best. You got those who want to win, like for real. You got those who want to place. And also you have it to where each of us have it to how we do it, to how we inspire and motivate someone else. You know, so this person may have their crowd or audience of how they inspire them. This may have that one. Then I may have those who follow me or how they're inspired by what I do.
Right.
And like I've even shared with people that you know, if I don't go out there and run and be who I am, I'm cheating myself. Meaning I can't necessarily run as smiling, happy all the time because it's not who I am. Now, you might get a smile here and there because I'm happy I done hit my goal, maybe, or I'm feeling good. But in most cases, you may see a fearsome look because I'm out there really crush something.
Right.
And it's showing that I'm giving it my best. So those who follow me be like, yo, this is what he tells me, and I see him doing that. You know, so, but definitely health overall. Find it in there to where it keeps you moving forward to be your best. And as for, you know, the speed part, you got to be hungry if you really want it. Because if you're not that hungry, if you don't want it bad enough, when you get to the point to where your heart rate is really hitting, you're gonna be like, forget it. It's gonna be too hard for you. you know, you're going to see how much pain you endure to try to even sustain that pace. You're not even going to want to go through it and say whatever.
Right.
But if you want it bad enough, you're going to do it. It's going to come. Run with people who are faster than you. Take advice from those who've been there. Listen to your peers, and be relaxed. Relaxation is definitely key. Don't overwork your body, like breathing hard. Breathe as calmly as possible. And throughout time, you'll see your performance becoming better. Definitely the nutrition, you definitely want to have the energy to do it. Your endurance, you have endurance is really it, because once the endurance there, all you got to do is just turn the speed switch on. And when you turn the speed switch on, you just got to be willing to hold it, and it'll last you out. So your endurance comes from your weekly long mileages, the time you're on the pavement. Like for example, a person can run 4 miles or jog 4 miles, and it can take an hour and 15 minutes. That's great, because it's your time on your foot that you've just experienced with that. So then it's kind of like you go into, okay, let me do a speed run. And let's say you run 11 miles in about an hour and 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It's like the same time you did 4 miles one time. And you killed it at a fast pace. Your feet is used to hitting the pavement in that time frame. You know, so but now you can just turn your speed on to even go that distance. So let health be your key. Find what you need, find what's there that push and drives you. Be relaxed on your runs, get your long runs in, throw some speeds in there every once in a while. And yeah, if you're hungry enough, you'll make it happen. It'll eventually come. Listen to those who've been there. Run with people who are faster than you. Reach out to people who are faster than you, and just be like a sponge. Soak that information in and apply it.
I'm kind of in the space now because so I'm one of them runners he was talking about that, be like, ooh, 4 miles an hour, I'm good. So he kind of put me in a weird space there. But you demystified for me right there the work that's involved. You took it from, and I hope he does this for other viewers as well. He took it from like this mystical level that no one, that's for those people, the info, and it brought it down what I call like our level. So it's like it's achievable. For everybody, if you, like you said, get around people who run faster than you, calm your breathing down. I hope I understood it right, sort of like kind of just your pace and stuff like that, just building that up. So, okay.
Exactly.
I don't mean I'm going to run faster, but thank you. Thank you for, what I'm saying? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Y'all see her with a few first places, don't be surprised.
Yeah, because I will be. Please believe me. What? Okay. Well, I've had a good time talking with you, definitely getting information from you and giving it to the people. Do you have any final parting words of wisdom, like a mantra?
Yeah, I would say, continue to do your thing, everybody. Be inspired. Whatever it is that you're doing that's driving you to be a better person, do that. Don't be sidetracked or derailed by any negativity. Any criticism, people, saying what you can't do, you'll never be this, you'll never be that. Use that energy. Yeah, so just use it to your advantage, and just thrive off of it, Strive, be the best person that you can be, and prove it wrong, reach your goals. Just give it all the best you got.
Tyre'k Jones, y'all. The man. Hey, watch him, Boston. Watch this cat be coming in first, chilling, like he was just telling you, breathing normal. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be huffing and puffing for him.
Okay.
So,
you guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much. I'm Rhonda Johnson.
Tyre'k Jones, fearless.
All right, y'all.
Have a good one.
Peace out.